Hey, what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Yimbo. Welcome back to my channel, Yimbo Reviews Everything. And this is my Sunday night conversational podcast about life and toys. It's Yimbo Buys Everything, which again, I'm very certain that name is going to be changed because it was one of those weeks where I did not get a lot of toys. Last week was a big fun episode with Realm of Toys 89, my man Frank. A lot of cool stuff to run through. This week, yeah, not so much in terms of new. I did open things and I did a lot of toy talking this week. So I'm just gently moving because I don't want to have any technical difficulties. So we have, let me put my banner up. There we go. Finally remembering to do that. And let's say hi to the chat. What's going on? King Eternal, aka Autumn Night over on Instagram. Oh, it's that sweet Yimbo time. You know it, man. My man Carlos in the house. What's going on, dude? And Danny Toy Addict. Yeah, buddy. Oh, love you, man. All right. Have a good night, Danny, for sure, dude. Clintastic. What's going on, man? So hello. So this week, like I said, I did not have a lot of like new stuff come into the house, but I did get a lot of fun things done toy-wise. So yeah, story time. nothing, no hands of kindness this week, nothing like that. So Wednesday I had a snow day, which was awesome for me. My wife did not, and my kids did not. So it was pretty cool. Like I was able to say goodbye to them, and I had like 4 hours to myself. I was in toy heaven. So I came down to my basement. I immediately started working on another Constantine shot. I actually took 2 new Constantine shots that I haven't even like thought about posting. I love that figure so much. And you know what? I don't have him next to me right now. I know I did kind of talk about him last week, but I should show off more of those accessories. I love that Constantine figure. So yeah, I got to play with him. I got inspiration from the graphic novel that I showed off, the Hellblazer one. I looked at the copyrights finally, so it was from the early 90s. So that's when that artwork, if you've been watching, long time or just recently, like you may have seen me hold up that Hellblazer Constantine. So it's from 91, 92. Such a great story. I'm already like a few in. It's just like single story issues, but I love Constantine, his ability to just make light of any situation and just hanging out with all these ghosts and trying to help them find their peace. I love it. So the Constantine, super fired up, got those shots done. I finally got to shoot my John Wick Mezco that I got in my trade from Simon Toast. I shot my Felix Toys Joker today, so I'm excited because I got some cool photography done, and it was stuff that I'm proud of. Like I hate to say that, like sometimes I'm not proud of stuff, but there are those times where I know I'm crunched and I can't do a big elaborate setup. So then I'll, in my head, I'm not spending as much time on doing a more simplistic type portrait. But it's all in my head. You know what I mean? Like obviously if I get to a point where I'm proud of it, like that's how we should all feel. If you're proud of it, just blast it out there. But it was exciting. I guess that's how I want to word it. It was exciting to be able to really think about my lighting and get them situated and try to get the atmosphere aerosol to just right. So yeah, I had a lot of fun toy time. That's all. I'm trying to say. Wyatt, what's going on, man? How you doing? Copper State Bricks. Right? That's the okay. I'm sorry, why I'm trying to get the names down. It's like I always make the joke. It's like AOL usernames all over again. Can make sure you in his onesie, dude. It's funny because my school, the way the hotline is set up, I get the emails, but then they call my parents' house from way back when. I just never updated it, so I actually didn't know until. Like I was about to get the kids in the car and my wife, and I was like, just check my school email. And I was like, ooh, I'm off. So that's what was so great. I was able to I was just dressed and ready and toys. Like I was at peak energy and inspiration for the day. And I'm very excited. So yeah, I really, that Constantine, I had him standing over a fallen my ice troll. It's a Cyclops. You can't really tell it's a Cyclops, but right on the cover of that Hellblazer graphic novel that I'm currently borrowing from the library, it's literally him killing a one-eyed Cyclops. It's so cool. So I have to do more. That's just like one of many that I want to do. And I will say that the ice troll plays hard because of the paint and the sculpting of it. It works really well as just a prop piece. So there's that as well. You know, that's all. What's going on, B Rivera? How you guys doing? So where should we start? I will throw it. I mentioned this over on Instagram. You know, I'm still gonna wait until I get a little bit of a buffer, but I've been tickling 500 subscribers. So again, if you guys enjoy the show, you know, I'm hoping to eventually get to a point where, you know, like, you know, Google will cut me a check. And if not, obviously I love our hangout time, so this is fine. But if you would like to help get the word out about the show, let people know that we have this little time where we hang out every Sunday night. But yeah, as a 500, I threw this up, but this is going to be an Ultraman Leo. This will be one of the prizes. So hopefully that is something that will get some people excited. It's a great figure. It's just not in my like fandom wheelhouse. But I'll come up with a couple of other little options too. So, Gaming with Fox, my man Paul. Oh, dude, it's taken so long. look, it's taken so long, but yeah, it's starting to come around, man. So thank you so much, dude. Now what else are you saying here? Hope it was always Oh, and thank you for reminding everyone to please hit that like button, everybody. That also, just by doing that, you know, maybe leaving a comment on that, you know, on a stream about something you might have liked. All those little things help. But moving on, back to the toys. So I saw the Ant-Man and Wasp trailer, and I'm so stoked. I finally feel like we've known that this is the direction that the MCU Phase 4 has been going, and it's just taken us a really long time to get there. But this was the first movie for me, I got super amped and excited about in terms of the overall storyline, like what they're going for in Phase 4. And you know, that's partly their fault. They did this to us with 3 excellent phases and culminating in Endgame, and I've talked about this many times. But yeah, they did this to us where we have these expectations and what we want to see and how they should connect. So I've been trying to let all of this just wash over me. But this Ant-Man, I'm very, very excited about. So I did have from GameStop, actually, I ordered this guy. It must feel like, I bet if I actually look, like 2 years. And maybe it took like a good year and a half, but it was a restock. This was the Joe Fix-It line, which was from, trying to look at the legalese back here. I'm not seeing the date. 2020. So a 2020 figure. And that's probably when I ordered it. GameStop, maybe that June of 2020. Yeah. So that did take a long time. But Hasbro did end up giving them the re-release treatment, and I'm very stoked because he's a cool figure. So let me just get this out of the way. I did the obligatory head swap. So there we go. This was the main reason that these guys are even opened at this point, because that Ant-Man trailer, so good. So I immediately wanted to have. I've seen so many people doing awesome kit bashes and head swaps. I'm like, yeah, I need that figure. So I got the He Who Remains. Let me put these Kangs back in order. So the He Who Remains is very cool, but there's not a lot to him. He does have a Granny Smith apple, which this is my first toy photography Granny Smith, which I'm a fan of. I like my tart, sour apples myself. But yeah, that's it. No extra hands. Now, do you need him to do a lot? No, you don't. That's why I'm not particularly upset about it. But not really, he gets a little bit of a crunch there. He's got the skirt. If you never need to, I have used an X-Acto knife and raise that up. You can heat it up and then it really just cuts like butter. But that's if you did need a little bit more movement out of there. but he gets okay, to be perfectly honest. And then with these jacket arms, it is only a single jointed elbow on both sides. So just something you should know. Like I said, I don't need him. This is not a Kang that I need fighting. This is a Kang that's going to be sitting and posed up and that type of thing. So as I start getting ideas again, I want to bust out my TVA people. I want to get my Owen Wilson and my Loki and my Sylvie. I haven't shot them in so long. So I'm excited about that. And then here's the comic Kang. So he comes with that gun. And there he is in all his glory. What's nice is this gets you a pretty decent amount of torso. Not like, actually look like old McFarlane, maybe to that. Like he gets decent torso crunch there. Especially for this one will be, at least in my eyes after seeing the trailer, like the one that I'm gonna have him fighting. This is my fighting Kang. So fighting Kang, you only get single jointed elbows again, I guess, on this type of jacket. But I don't hate it. You get I guess it really is only, no, you get a little bit more than 90 degrees. It's harder to tell right there, but you do get a little bit more than 90. But for all intents and purposes, for what you want to do, he's great. I'm super into how his legs move, everything else. And he came with extra hands. Oh yeah, 3 extra hands, which I'm always interested in. All right, so you got the fists, 2 fists, another open one, and then you got that trigger. So 5 total individual hands. But yeah, I am super into it. Boom. But like I said, needed that head swapped. So it was a weekend of Kangs, and now I have all these silly variant ideas and all sorts of stuff floating around. I need another snow day. That's what I need. Or, again, a company to hire me to do this full time. That's all I want to do is shoot these ideas I have floating in my head. Midnight Stars Custom. What's going on, Dave? The Kang. Yeah, he's great, dude. He's fun. They had nice thigh pivots. He moves really well. Again, for a 2020 figure, the plastic feels different. I'm just gonna throw that out there. It does have a better vibe to it. It's hard to compare. I mean, it's not hard to compare. It's easy to compare when this is a 2023 figure and this is a 2022 figure. But again, you know what? Segue. And I'm glad Dave's here. And me, I'm not adding to the negative. This is me questioning and hoping that this isn't the case. Maybe it was just a thing that happened. So on Wednesday, again, my snow day, Daddy Snow Day, I was just straightening up my shelves back here, and I went to move this Iron Man, and he was just standing, and I just picked him up, and the leg just stayed. So it's the only one that it's happened to, but this is the anniversary Iron Man from. Again, this is me getting back into buying Marvel Legends, and I was still at a point where I still hadn't purchased my first Build-A-Wave, and I was like, oh, this will be my definitive Iron Man. And I really love this Iron Man, this classic gold one. I know that then they did the, the other one with the hologram head in that yellow, and I ended up buying him too, even though he's the exact same figure. But I really like this anniversary one. Came with 2 head sculpts. Came with the comic Tony head. So yeah, I'm just bummed. I just hope that this isn't a thing that I have to worry about. That would make me very sad. That's all. I just want to know if that's a thing that I should be like. I don't know if my belly can take any more anxiety. Let's see. J Shot 820 in the house. Fighting Kang and Dinner Guest Kang. Exactly. That's it. You got Fighting Kang, Dinner Guest Kang. Yes, we'll get all the Kangs, all of them. Let's see, Dave. Yeah, I will send you some shots. It just popped. Like there wasn't even a popping sound. It just I just lifted off. So it's just like the plastic. I don't know. Very weird. Like it was not. He was just sitting on. That's a spice rack. That's what I always tell people. Those are spice racks from Target. Um, but yeah, it was super weird. Just bloop, no leg. So I can fix it. I actually have the confidence of using my little hand drill and doing the exact same technique that Toy Father and Midnight Stars taught me with my year 2 Batman, where I'll just drill in and then get some super glue to drill the hole and then fit in a little piece of wire hanger and then hit that with the super glue. You'll still be able to get all of the movement and mobility. So it's just a hassle. And I guess that's where, if you're at that phase of your life like I am, where, you feel like your time is so limited every day. It just, those things are just like I know I can do it, but I don't want to spend my time doing it. Yeah, I will, Dave. I will. Oh, no wire hangers from Trevor. Don't use the wire hangers for that. The little, that's what I did for my year 2 Batman. I used a little drill and then just bent off a little piece. No, if you have something else, or maybe I have, this will segue into this stuff. Should I use this instead? This is 18 gauge, which is, so it's aluminum wire, 18 gauge. I got this at Home Depot, and the 18 gauge is not strong enough. I was trying to make flight stands, and I kind of did, but it works on this smaller one, but my taller one, and I tried to really reinforce it. I had to wrap a lot. I had to fold it down. I absolutely just need an official ACBA flight stand. The stuff that I keep failing. But let's see. No wire hangers. All right. It's a movie. I am. See, this is where it's the end of that long week. I missing it. Which movie? Oh, Mommy Dearest. Oh, you guys. All right. That was one I was gonna be over my head. But yeah. So I tried the flight stand thing. This works fine, but it's just a little. Yes, 18 gauge is just a little too bendable for a flight stand. So I think so. Now that I know that Trevor was just screwing with me about the wire hanger, so yes, I think I'm going to try the wire hanger version again. I know 80s Babe Dario said he might have a set of flight stands that I might procure from him if I see him at the Wayne Toy Show this coming Saturday on the 4th. So we'll have to see. But yeah, so I tried to make one of these. First, like I said, I did the whole wire circle thing, let it through the middle, brought it up, realized not strong enough, folded it back down. I also tried to give it a nice, that bent over thing, so it wasn't going to scratch the figure as I kind of went up into the leg pelvis range. But you could see I Spider-Man'd it as best as I could, but it's just not what I would have hoped now that I've been in the basement trying to use them. So I will say what this is going to go to is going to be for my next figure to talk about. I think I've already discussed him a little bit, but see, we're going to skip over a couple legends now. This is how the show flows. See, I do want to talk about those zombies, but they're just, they're not going anywhere. So here we go. I've mentioned this guy. If you do follow me over on Instagram, I did post a picture with the unmasked head sculpt, but I do want to go into a little bit more detail of my SH Figure Arts with the Batman. My one knock on it. So let's see. So first of all, that's not how he looks. That's not what he looks like out of the box. I mean, it is, but it isn't. So first off, this is what's so nice about this is that it does come with a wired cape. However, I really don't like these big old shoulder pads that it comes with. So that is my issue as I get this guy back. But how great is that? Where I could just swap it. I could just take it off with ease. That makes me so happy that I can just do that. And then he has these little chest protectors, the little chest plates. So here's the first one. This is the one with the logo, the Batarang on the chest. So yeah, I love this figure. I really do. If we look at from a scale perspective, if we put him, we know he's figure art, so they did. Yeah, he's still a little bit shorter than Kang. There we go, just a bit. But yeah, so figure arts. Now, I did find him maybe to be a little bit taller than like some of my Avengers ones. He feels really good in hand too. I mean, head sizes are the same. So really, like, this is going to be very negligible in scale difference. So I'm very amped to have a 6-inch Battinson to beat up my Marvel Legends and mashup and all of that nonsense. So the fact that you can take the cape off is awesome. But here's my problem with the cape. It literally is wired, but it's just this. That's it. That's all it is. There's nothing else to it. So it's really that in that regard, it's I'm unimpressed, especially when I just had my favorite wired cape of all time with the Mafex Dark Knight Superman. Like, that's still hands down the greatest wired cape that I have. So it's not even big. Like, I know he doesn't do a lot of Batman looking things in the movie. You know, like when I really thought about it, he does all the shadow stuff, but not a lot of the big time cape things. He has like even the big jump off the building. Again, not spoiler alert, like it's Batman jumping off a building, with his like little bat suit, flight suit thing. Because of the flight suit, you don't get that iconic Batman, imagery of the big, the cape and the dropping down and all of that. So I get it, but he's still Batman and he needs a better cape. So what I'm going to do, and I haven't done it yet because I'm going to document this process, for content and for also sharing my trials and tribulations. Hopefully it'll help out. But I have this old dry fit that I was in my donate bag. And it's a Yankee one, but it's dark, like almost black. And it's got a nice dry fit, thick material. If I cut it out, I'm gonna trace my Mafex Dark Knight cape and then get the actual little I'm sorry, Batman needs the little Batwing cape. He does. So I'm gonna make a whole cape for him, and I'm gonna use this wire because that's what this will come in handy for. It's a little bit thicker than, it's a lot thicker than a typical. Oh, it is a lot thicker. But I'm gonna have to mess around. I have this whole shirt. So I'm gonna start. I can make at least 4 Batman capes out of this if I can do it. So I'm gonna try, everybody, and I will report back to you. And I just need time to make a reel, but I am super excited to do it because then I'll have this perfect figure. And I know I could just buy a cape. There's awesome capes that people have made already on eBay. I just don't want to spend another 30 or 40 bucks. I'm just trying, trying to avoid that. All right. So let's see. I asked what Gates Huge told 15 to 16. Yes. And just so what I've learned is it's stronger when the number goes down. So like this is 18. So yeah, 15 to 16. That would make sense. It would be a little bit stronger. Love that cape. Which one? This one? This one's fine, man. It's fine. It's my brother Mike. What's going on? Does that mean Mikey, my nephew? What's going on, brother? Awesome hockey game. Those highlights, that crossover is looking good, man. All right, so Dave, see, it is a small cape. That's what I mean. It's a small cape. I'm excited to make a big old billowy, not Hush Batman, but I'm basically gonna, straight up copy the Mafex version 3 Dark Knight Batman I have. That to me is a really well done Batman cape, and I think I'll just need, the wires down the side. I'm excited. It's like the whole thing of setting up like this. I have this this little I have to get it set up. And you're like, all right, Yimbo, it's basically set up. I know. And then not have toddlers, trying to mess with me while I'm recording. Oh, my storage is running out of my phone. It's like one of those things, It's just all these things are coming and hitting me at once. All right. But yeah, thanks, Dave. The K project. Yeah, it's gonna be neat. Like I said, I haven't been this excited about like a custom project in a while, and I just have to do it. It was a busy weekend. We had plans. We had family plans. So yeah, it was just a busy weekend. I could, didn't get a lot of toy stuff in, but I did earlier this week. So let's see. Dave saying, make it a DC Comics with long points cape. Exactly. That's what I want. Yeah, I want the long points, the Batwing. Clint Taskett, have it on my bucket list to attempt capes with plastic tablecloths. That's interesting. That would work, especially if you just need for the look and stuff. Like, I'm hoping to get, I really think that this will look pretty awesome as a cape material. Like maybe not every spot of this, like some of it, I don't know if you could see because of the color, but like it's a dry fit. Yeah, you can't. But like it has this really thin stuff over here, but in the back, it's just this all nice looking. It looks like something Batman would use. It's probably why I always think I'm Batman when I'm getting ready for my baseball games. But yeah, I really like this figure. The other stuff that he came with, and again, forgive me if I went through this before with you guys, but I don't think I did. But handcuffs, which they're more decorative, like they don't actually open up or anything. He's got two, and I have to figure out how to use this. I've only attempted it once, but he's got two of the pop-out grappling hooks. There's two of them, one for each side. So it just depends on how it works. Say there's two of them, one for each hand. So I only messed with it once, and I was not totally sold on how I got the hands looking. Now, in terms of face sculpts, I'm always gonna say it, but man, they just on those nose. No, this is just me always, you guys feel that, right? When you're like, what did I just notice on that toy that wasn't there? No, I think it's okay. Anyway, I love this head sculpt. Beautiful. SH Figure Arts continues to do excellent work with their head sculpts. And then the other tiny little stuff. Okay. He comes with the pen. It's so tiny. The adrenaline pen, and then the swappable plate with the Batarang taken out, because that also comes as a feature. So that's so neat. It's so cool, and so many hands. It's not quite as hard as swapping the Captain America hands. He's always going to be the hardest SH Figure Art character to swap accessories. Just he's too glossy, and my hands would just get too. This one was close second, but he's okay. The one thing I have to point out by SH Figure Arts though is like, okay, head pops off super easy. If I want to change to the Pattinson, he has a neck, and this is the same problem I had with my Captain America. So I can't just pull this out. I legitimately cannot, for the life of me, do this by hand. Whenever I have to use pliers. Is that anybody else? Is anybody else able to actually swap the head and neck of an SH Figure Arts figure without the use of pliers? I mean, if the answer is no, then I'll shut up. And it's like, okay, that's just part of the process. But it's the one thing. It happened with Cap, because he has one where it's like he has the mask, the blue neck, and then he has his neck exposed. It's so frustrating. It's so silly. Because if you don't have pliers, then you're hosed. But yeah. Anybody else with the whole plier thing? But yeah, I really like this guy. Up on Amazon, literally ordered him and with 1 day shipping. So very into this figure. Need to get that cape going and need to get him into like action shots. I've only done a couple of like poses so far, portrait things. Let's see. Cody's in the house. Too much new toys over on TikTok. It's my man Cody. Also over on Instagram. How you doing, my bud? Machu Toy in the house. Hello, hello. So that means we have J Shot 820 Machu Toy. They have a YouTube show. It's called Between Two Sentinels. I told you, I'm slowly building my jingles. slowly building my catalog, right? That's what it is. A musical catalog of jingles. All right. What's next? What is next? So we had a couple of legends here. Oh, let's see. Hold on. Eric is a fan of the figure arts, as am I. But let's see. I usually don't swap out my Captain America head. That's fair. Oh, let's see. I haven't had that problem. No, it's really like it's not a big deal. It just needs that extra torque, and I will, use the pliers on the peg, but then I have to angle it a little bit as I'm slowly popping, and I'll get the head to pop out. If I just grab it with the pliers by the peg and go straight up, then the whole peg will pop out. I'm just curious if I can't be the only collector that is suffering from these figure arts problems, right? Yes, I read them bad. It's okay. But yeah, if anybody else has issues with changing the neck peg or even head of an SH Figure Arts figure, I always have to use pliers, and I'm just wondering if I'm the problem. That's all I want to know. Am I the problem? Doesn't stop me from enjoying them. They are still amazing. I know that if I bring somebody like this to work with me for like a lunchtime, I want to mess with a pocket figure. If I don't have pliers next to me as a figure arts, then that's it. I'm not gonna be able to. It kind of cuts out half of the possibilities, So that's all I was just curious about. Just curious. All right, we're gonna keep moving along. I'm gonna go back to those zombies because I had opened up, Zombie Cat. I opened up a long time ago, and just like everyone, let's get a quick recap. This is one of the best Marvel Legends sculpts that they've ever made. It's not just me saying that. So many people have said that. It is a truly fantastic, phenomenal figure. I mean, you can see all of the love and attention that they put into painting and sculpting this. I mean, look at the leg alone. Like that, the leg is what got me because I was really like, this is all hard. Like this is not on the current plastic, like this, I don't think they'd be able to pull this off, honestly, with all the gaps in there. But look, the paint throughout, truly spectacular figure, truly spectacular. Now I wanted to recap Cap, and just show you that stuff one more time because I am happy to own these zombies. I would have preferred to catch them on clearance or on a deal, but I didn't know if they were going to be ones that were going to be around. And since I'm still not buying full waves, unless of course I can complete them, like on clearance or something. I ended up asking my wife. She saw the whole wave, this whole recent wave, and as much as I wanted Conchnu, I'm still trying to be good about all of the ones coming in. So I said, just get me the zombies. And they had Wanda, Zombie Wanda, and Zombie Tony. So the head sculpt, absolutely phenomenal. I mean, there she is. That's why you're buying this figure right now, Other than that, they did not go as crazy hard. So in a couple spots, let's see. So like over here, she came with these little magic effects, which I'm sure, if you are a longtime collector, probably have a bunch of them. But see, like just a little bone. At least they gave us something. It's not like they didn't go completely nothing, but just not as much as they want. They definitely didn't go as hard on these. But I like the stylings of the jacket. They did give you some paint on there. See that? Some dirt, some paint, blood, if you will. But the leg stuff, like this isn't even like sculpted in, So just some paint work there. So yeah, it definitely feels like shortcuts, but it's a figure I wanted. That's kind of where I am with my Legends. Whenever anybody asks me about Legends, yeah, like I'm still going to enjoy them. I'm still going to buy the ones that I like, but I'm not going out of my way for extras because of reasons. And, so I'm very happy I have Zombie Wanda in my collection. I really love the What If cartoon tremendously. Like, so I thought, that's why I'm so hyped that like these elements are, coming into the actual MCU, let me, let's see here. Moving on to the comments real fast. Let's see. Maybe use one of those rubber things. Yeah, like people use or a hair dryer. And let's see. Wait, Eric wants to know: do you really bring lunchtime fix to work? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I have my little Supreme bag. I know all of these words that I'm saying are just nonsense. So I have my little fanny pack that I will throw in a pocket figure. And it doesn't mean I'm doing it. Just I like to have one with me. I do. So a little pocket figure, or if it's something, like this figure where it's Batman, and if I know I'm not going to get my time at home, then yeah, like it's my lunch. So I sit there and I have my little Cliff Bar, and I will, mess around and so this way I can report back to all of you my my honest thoughts about these action figures. So yeah, I do bring them. Let's see. That's way more paint and sculpt than they do for Marvel Legends. So yes, going back to the Cap. And let's see, King Eternal, and 2 Hasbro's, only 2. First is the first She-Hulk, and second is the Zombie Cap, and those are both really good ones too. I think it's the comic She-Hulk, right, that you're talking about. I really like that one. That's also an excellent one. Let's see. I'm gonna be spending more of my money to get these zombies. Well, I mean, it's just because it's Zombie Wanda, it's Zombie, like Scarlet Witch and Zombie Iron Man. Otherwise, it's. You know what? I really like the deceased figures quite a bit. So you could always do that if you wanted to. I don't know. I know. I'm getting you with these zombies. I know. They got me too, man. I have a whole zombie horde now. I have my Blackest Night McFarlanes, and now I have these guys to all literally put together into like a horde. I have like a good horde now. So here's Iron Man. He does come with blast effects, which I know, just because he's Iron Man. He came with 2 fists. So again, the selling point is the sculpting and how he looks. Like I don't need him to be Iron Man, So here we go. And that's it. He is zombie Tony Stark. I mean, you can still see, I think, a difference maybe in the love that was put into one over the other, potentially. But let's see. Yeah, more. You know what? They put a lot of extra paint into the Cap. Yeah, let's see if I can get that back. There we go. You can kind of see it in the jaw, the gums. They painted. There's a lot more paint on Cap in the details. Over here, see, like, yeah, than Tony. A lot more use of black. But we know that these are business decisions. We know that there's costs per figures in waves, and they have to deduct some to add to others. I know. So I have them. It's not like I'm saying I'm mad about it. I want to enjoy the things that I buy, and I did not want to not have a zombie Tony Stark. So I have him. In terms of the rest of him, they did give him some stuff. Like they added these little taps of white that are supposed to be like, I'm getting bone vibes. Like over here on, you can kind of see where I'm talking about. Like over here, that little touch of white, little touch of white. Now on this side, that's actually supposed to be the ribs. Yeah, sculpted in there. So they did give us one removable plate of sculpting. And then they gave us that black bloody paint everywhere. And so that some illusions, some illusional stuff. They played some games over here. But here we go. They gave us another little missing component on the forearm with bone. So not in a full-blown new sculpt, which we get it. I get it at least. So reusing some previous stuff, they gave us new parts on a reused buck. So some new sculpt pieces here. So midriff, maybe one forearm part over here. Anything on the feet, legs? No. But yeah, they definitely, this is definitely a choice right here. This is definitely a choice of white paint that's supposed to be bone. I know it's kind of getting lost in the, but you can see it there and on both sides. So it's kind of, they tried to be creative with, we're not going to get the new piece of an Iron Man sculpt for the buck, but they were creative with it. And like I said, it's the sculpting on the heads. The heads are awesome. So there we go. Some zombies. I got my zombies. Zombies. All right. All right. Let's see. The most wholesome explanation. It's my thing. And the DC2, yeah, dude, Carlos, the DC figures are really awesome. And you have a lot of variety there too. I went with Nightwing and Supergirl, but I could have easily gotten all of those figures too. And they're a lot of fun to also play around with because they're put out by McFarlane, but they are very much the DC Direct figures. And I really like the two that I had. And they weren't McFarlane sized. So they're in between a Legend and a McFarlane. So it's like a little half inch game. But they scale really nicely. And I'm just super stoked because all of these people that I'm telling you about are going to be fighting Constantine. Like, I already have different ideas in mind. I have one already where Constantine's going to be, shoving like a fire handball in Zombie Cap's face because that Zombie Cap is the best sculpt out of all of them. Oh, I just can't wait. So yeah, Constantine is going to be fighting zombie hordes like nobody's business. So very excited about that. Okay. What else do we have over here? So, oh, you know what? We'll do it. Yeah. All right. We'll do this guy over here. And there's this box. Oh, that's for the Felix Joker. Okay. So let's do a little high-end figure alert. This is a Mafex. At least that's how I'm back into saying it. I know, tomato at this point. So Mafex, I like the way it sounds. Mandalorian figure. Now, when they went up on Big Bad for a reissue, at this point I had kicked myself because I still have him, but the Black Series figure, which is awesome, which is one of the best Black Series figures, like hands down, the way that looks and the way it shoots. Really, really great. So I had held off on any of these extra ones, but man, after all these seasons now, and I love Mando so much. I love Mando. I love Grogu. Mando's a toy daddy. Let's be honest, right? So I wanted it. So Chris, Toy Father, ended up telling me, hey, you know what? Well, I have, he had his, and it's not it was the original release, and we did a trade, and you know what? This works for me, man. So here he is. This is the original version of the Mafex release. Now, the one thing that has happened with all of these guns was like they got pink. And I was watching the Foosh review again, and the guy, his same thing. Like they definitely didn't paint these guns to be pink, but somehow they all turned out that way. But yeah, this is honestly, it's doing a side by side. It's the paint. It's the paint and the shine. It actually inspired me to take my first like low key photography shot in a long time, and all I did was just threw one of my RGB lights, and I was actually jumping through. I was cycling through colors, and then I would just snap them. So I had a really cool purple and really cool blue one. So I definitely want to mess around more with him. Now he has a wired cape. This is a better cape than obviously like the one that came with the Black Series, but the wire stops here. So again, I'm not sure if they did anything more for the new stuff. But yeah, it could be. I mean, texture-wise, it's going to look gorgeous in pictures. So that's why I'm not worried about it. But awesome. Because of the way the Mando suit is, there's no upper crunch. So all of like the Mafex articulation that they're known for kind of doesn't happen on this guy too much because of the suit. So you do get the nice, waist crunching here. And it's not like there's not. You get some nice back arching. So you get stuff. It's just that, you're not going to get a ton of punching type stuff. But every time my brain goes to that, I go, it's Mando. Does it matter? And then no. The answer is no. So, like, I'll be able to get him into as whatever blasting and shooting type poses that I'm going to want out of him. But yeah, I'm not going to be too concerned about, over dramatized posing. Of course, I want him to play around with the Darksaber still, even though I know it's not, watch Mandalorian, everybody. That show is fantastic. Seriously. So other stuff. So anyway, I like him. He is gorgeous. The paint work is spectacular. So yes, I'm very much happy with him. He came with this awesome version of the gun. This is compared to the Black Series. Here we go. So you can probably start seeing once it gets into focus. There we go. That the top is the Mafex. Just more paint to it. That's the type of stuff that you get, like when you go high ends, But really, like, they're pretty much the same size. The details are there. It's just not quite. You're missing out on some of the paint. I just saw it. Here we go. Boop. So there's that. He came with a flame effect, which goes on a little stand. So the stand will sit up there. Unlike the Black Series Boba Fett that I have, that piece actually hooks onto the arm. I really like that version better because I don't need a stand to play with, but I'm happy I have this. I love, excuse me. I love the look of the blue through all the way to the orange and that it changes. Look at that. Let me try. There we go. Like, look at that. It's so neat. The color change. That's awesome. So there's that. Grogu. Do I need a highly articulated Grogu? No. But that's the one that came with them. So there's the Mafex one. It doesn't look any better or worse than my Black Series Grogu, to be perfectly honest. So he's neat. You can see he looks awesome. He's got the real tech, whatever that paint, whatever they call it. You can see that paint work on there. But yeah, he's super adorable, but expressionless. And I have another one too that we'll swap out. No big deal. Comes with this other holster. This one is specifically has this little strap that's loose, and that's because it will port into the gun, onto his rifle. So this way, that's how that stays up there. And if you didn't want that look, that's where you can go with this one. And then what else? It has a knife. And what's the other? Then the bunch of hands, as we know. And then this is cool. anything that does this type of stuff that's like permanently affixed. I love those kind of accessories on toys. So yeah, this is a whole different forearm if I want him shooting out his rope grapple hook. So I'm happy. I'm happy I have a really nice looking Mando. Because what's not to love, right? I mean, who else is excited? Please, I cannot be the only person that is excited for the next season of Mandalorian, right? Let's see. Oh, you're gonna have to order one now. Yeah, I mean, the Mayfix is really cool. I will say, like I'll go back to recommending Robo on Fwoosh. Like he's a Mando, fan, and he has all of them. So I do know that it's a toss up between the Mayfix and the Figuarts version. But he has them all out in one of his reviews. So it's if you if you really are getting the bug for a good Mando, I would recommend checking out Robo on the Fwoosh to see. But it was from this review, so he has them all lined up at that point. So you'll be able to get into a little bit more. But man, he is something else. But yeah, definitely you don't get all of the big sweeping type punches, but you'll do what you can do. You'll do what you can do. And at the end of the day, this guy is for like poses. That's what this guy's all about. Like that's what you're going to want to be doing with this guy. Oh, he looks so good. He looks so good. So excited. So excited. Lago, what's going on, Dave? Excuse me for a second. Oof. Drink your water, everybody. Don't forget, drink your water. Stay hydrated. Thank you so much, Lago. As always, Lago Figs is part of Toy Migos and Chat Migos, and please go and again, another excellent toy content YouTube channel. Lago Figs over on Instagram. If you want to know what's dropping at a moment's notice, please go check out my friend Dave. Let's see. They are coming out with a 2.0 soon. So there you go. So keep a mind open, because every single time Mayfix has reissued a new version, whether I've had a chance to play with it or not, it's a resounding, like, oh my God, the improvement is tremendous. Like, they really don't mess around. So that's great that Matt is letting us know, Macho Toy is letting us know, because hold off if you can. I mean, hold off. It makes me like, no, I don't need another one. I don't need another one. You know what, though? If I do see some sort of Mando that can do all sorts of super crazy, twisting Spider-Man poses, yeah, I would buy it. I would buy it in a heartbeat. I would buy it in a heartbeat. It's true. I'm a crazy person. All right, there you go. Yeah, he's going to go check out that 2.0 now. That's awesome. So you know what, everybody? We are coming up on an hour. And, there's always more toys to talk about and to open and to enjoy. But I have been absolutely blown away, segue, by Pedro Pascal in Last of Us. I played the first game twice. Each time was a revelation. I played them years apart too. And then I finally played last year, Last of Us Part 2. It wasn't the same experience. It was definitely they got me in terms of, it was two different types of games. They were so different. Like the stories are the same concepts. I don't know. They evoked two very different emotions out of me. But Last of Us, so the first one, but I played that before even becoming a father, and not even the plans weren't even in the cards at that point. And you couldn't help but at least I couldn't help but feel for Joel, and become that, and seeing that relationship develop, and just that protector, and just just that whole dynamic between Joel and Ellie, and getting to now see it in live action form it's crazy. It's crazy. It's really cool. And I can't believe how spot on it's been with some of the video game stuff. I hope it's more of like nods, and that like they'll just be able to feel like they can do their thing. Because right now, I mean, I've been super hooked. So that's why, on that note, I know at 9 o'clock Last of Us starts, and since it was just going to be me tonight, just to have this little hangout time with all of us, yeah, I think that this will be a good time to stop. I'm going to be ordering and shipping my pile of loot soon, so I'll have another batch of goodies on the way. So hopefully for next Sunday. I'll also probably throw up a bat signal and see who wants to join and hang out next week. So I'm sure Matt and Machu Toy and Jay Shot and whoever else, I'll just be throwing out the bat signal. So it'll be a fun little show next week. On Wednesday at 9 p.m., I will be going live over on the Toy Pick Community YouTube channel for the weekly top 10. So this week it's going to be Toy Father, me, and special guest Trevor 16 Shooter. I always say his name so officially, like all together. But Trevor's going to be joining us. It's going to be awesome. I'm hoping this is the first of many times, and I already told him that he gets first crack on every single critique. So, we're just, criticism or just thing he noticed, you know what I mean? Detail he noticed. So that's going to be so much fun to hear and get to pick the brain of Trevor while dissecting toy photography. So that's going to be amazing. And then, who else is going to be? Toy Talk is on Mondays at 8:30. They have a special guest. Is it Machu Toy? Machu Toy's on, right? I'm not crazy. Every week they've been doing such a great job. So that's Toy Father, Note Chewing, Cox Create, and Toy Addict 17. Trevor 16 Shooter has Legion's Lounge on Tuesdays, I believe, or is it Mondays? So we have so many shows. But go check out 16 Shooter, Toy Migos, all of the things. Machu Toy, Between Two Sentinels with Jay Shot. Toying around. You've heard me say these things. I'm trying to, these are all just shows I enjoy. So anyway, everybody, thank you so much. I really appreciate you sticking around and listening to me talk about toys for the last hour. It's greatly appreciated. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your Sunday night. I hope you have a great start to your week. And hey, catch me over on Instagram or TikTok. Yimbo Reviews Everything. All right? Peace! Bye, guys.